Nowadays, there's a lot of news about the economy. Honestly, it feels like all we hear about. But until recently, I never really bothered learning about what the economy is or even really why it works. There are a lot of factors as to why the economy actually moves, but one of the most important ones is trade. Trade has been around for literally forever, ever since humans started to come together as communities. Trade is generally giving one object or thing to another in return for something of equal value. Like salt for a pig, if you can compare those two, and if you actually consider their worth to be the same. And everywhere around the world, people are trading. Governments affect trade the most, though. Choosing to trade with a certain country versus another can affect their entire economy and even cause shortages around the world. An example of this would be Germany's gas problem during the majority of World War II. Since Germany imported a lot of their gas from their neighboring countries, when they started to attack those said countries, they lost the supply of their gas. I won't get into it, but this is sort of what led to their downfall. Not all trade is equal. Should I really say that? Giving or receiving more than what they're actually getting in return. There are plenty of reasons for doing this, but the most important reason is dependency. If you get a country into a trade deficit, you can almost control what they do if that item is important to their country. Obviously, this doesn't always work. Just look at the Opium Wars. Speaking of the Opium Wars in China, I think China is a pretty crazy example of how to get an economy working and growing. China has a massive population and pretty good geography for a variety of different products, and it honestly shows in their GDP. GDP, or Gross Domestic Product, is pretty much how much a country makes. If you talk about how big an economy is, you talk about GDP. Right now, the United States is the biggest at over $21 trillion, with China behind them at $14 trillion. Going back to China though, their growth has been insane. From 1960 to 1998, their economy grew from $59 billion to $1 trillion. And now, from 1998 to 2019, their economy went from $1 trillion to $14 trillion. There have been a lot of malpractices and a variety of accusations towards China and their population, but I really won't be getting into that. I try to stay away from politics on this channel the best I can. Anyway, their economy has had a lot of room to grow, and it's growing. The same happened to the United States during the 1900s. Geography matters a lot in why your economy grows. Resources, population, and stability. Those are the three main things that cause your economy to grow. Getting into every single country and why they work would take way too long, and even getting into just one country would just take forever because of how different each country is. And that's kind of why the economy works. Having a complex trade network that spans the entire world would make it hard for economies to fall or even dip. As long as you have some form of the three requirements, your economy will grow, like almost how business does. There have been a lot of people who are against international trade or trading with certain countries or even global trade networks, but there's not much we can do. The world nowadays cannot survive without global trade. No country can make everything that their country requires. Every country has their flaws. All you can do is minimize those flaws to grow. And the biggest economies are examples of countries minimizing their flaws and doing the best they can. Anyway, that's a little bit about why the economy works. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to catch the next one. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.